dive into the show, I want to talk about the Gridiron Crib. The Gridiron Crib is an official NFL flag affiliate dedicated to player development, focusing on building the skills, confidence, and character of every athlete on the field. This isn't just another sports league. They are the premier destination for flag football, right here in Louisville, providing a high-energy, safe, and elite environment where every kid, from the first-timer to the seasoned athlete, can thrive on the field. And today, we're making it official. The state of Louisville is now the official media partner of the Gridiron Crib. We're joining forces to spotlight the talent, the culture, and the competition that makes this league the best in the city. Registration for the 2026 summer season is open now. We're talking a 7-week regular season at the Lynn Family Sports and Vision and Training Facility from June through August. Divisions are for everyone: 8 and under, 10 and under, 12 under, co-ed, plus 14U boys and 14U to 18U girls only divisions. And you can bring your own squad, middle and high school players. You can bring your own full team to get those reps in, to get that chemistry up before this fall season. And the kit, you got to have a good kit for flag football. Every player gets the official NFL flag belt, jersey, and seismic headgear. Don't wait. Secure your spot today at www.thegridironcrib.com or call 502-337-0606. The Gridiron Crib, where competition meets opportunity. All right. All right, we'll go in 5-ish. 3, 2. Hello and welcome to another episode of From the Pink Seats podcast here on the State of Louisville Podcast Network. We are, of course, presented by our friends at E&B Orthopedics, and it's me, it's Vince, and we're live here in the beautiful Digital Kearns Corner studio, and we're taking a little break from our season and recap series, and we're starting to get some high-key guests into the studio today, and I'm really excited about this one. You know I love talking my beef. You know I love talking with offensive linemen, talking ball. Not just that, I was a resident of the western suburbs of Chicago for almost a decade, so this is almost the perfectly unique picked guest for me and him just to jab on forever. Ladies and gentlemen, tuning in, welcome Pete Nygra to the program. Pete, thank you for hopping on.
Yeah, thank you all for having me.
Yeah, I don't even know why I'm here. You guys can just blab for like an hour on your own about Chicago stuff, and I'll just sit back and, I can be the pretty face like I usually am.
Hey, Vince has been very busy lately supporting the Italian World Baseball Classic program. I don't know, Vince, if you're a baseball guy at all. But,
100%. I watched, what would be last night, dating the podcast. Not supposed to do that, but United States beating Dominican Republic. Definitely going to tune into Italy beating Venezuela tonight, so calling my shot there. Which is going to make the championship game kind of tough. You don't really know who to cheer for, but I'm an American first, so.
Things you love to see. All right, Pete, well, enough baseball talk while we got Pete in the studio. Let's go ahead and let's dive into it. So I guess first things first, we'll dive into the time at Louisville, and we'll just sort of work our way around. So we just recently had a change at offensive line coach with Coach Owens moving on to go coach the tight ends down at Bama. But playing with him, how was that experience? Because we've gotten images. He as fiery as he looks from the sidelines?
I was, Pete, before you get going, I played for Coach Owens in 2018. He was our interim tight ends coach for that season. Then Coach Petrino's staff got let go. So I definitely can share some Coach Owens stories with you. We definitely have some similar experiences.
Oh yeah, I don't think he's changed in about 20 years. He has a style of doing things, and he's going to do it that way. But it was awesome to play for him. First and foremost, he taught me a whole bunch, just schematically and football technique-wise on the offensive line, and I think fiery is the word, but also just passion and just how much he cares about his players, because he does. And man, he's your typical O-line coach. He's going to chirp at you, man. He's going to freaking make you feel like you're the worst football player of all time. Then he's going to build you back up. And kind of shape. What he wants you to be in a football player. So he helped me tremendously the last 2 seasons, and I owe a lot to that guy. Just helped me honestly become the player I am today.
Yeah, I mean, Coach Owens has been familiar with, the Petrino, Brom offense for a very long time. So for you being a center, how helpful was that to have somebody like that that's been there, done that in this offense?
I mean, like I said, just schematically, as a center, you have to ID everything, call at the front, see blitzes. You kind of have to be the, the quarterback for the offensive line, and he just taught me so much about the game, and it made my life easier, made me the player I am today. And I mean, I don't know how many times I get a random call, at 12:30, hey, what you doing? I'm sleeping. So I take a nap, between morning and afternoon sessions. Oh, I'm just doing homework. So what's up? Come to the office. Let's watch a third down cut up. Man, so, you go to the office, watch third downs, but then it's funny, because, whatever, 3-4 months down the line, we're playing, Pittsburgh, and, oh, hey, that's that blitz I saw, on that random summer day or whatever. It's just kind of funny how things work out. But, yeah, man, I mean, like I said, he cares a lot about sport football and us, and obviously a lot about Louisville football. So it was cool to be able to play for him.
So when you come into the program, it takes a lot to be a good center, especially in an offense as complex as ours. Did you feel any additional pressure? Because you're no one likes to be the guy after the guy, and you're following a guy like Bryan Hudson, who 2-year starter, all-conference player, loved around the area because he's a local kid, goes on to make NFL roster. Was there any additional pressure stepping into his shoes?
I mean, it was definitely big shoes to fill, and the cool thing about Bryan, he's just such an upstanding guy and a guy that cares about the program. And I can't tell you how many hours he spent with me when he's trying to get ready for the NFL, right? He's doing his pro day. He's back in Louisville, kind of like how I am now. He's doing his pro day. He's getting ready to, go play in the NFL. And he's helped me learn the offense and taking time watching game film from the past season and doing, technique drills with me. So, I mean, that guy's awesome. I love Bryan. I think everyone who comes in, contact with Bryan loves Bryan. And he helped me a whole lot. So, yeah, I mean, there was definitely pressure there, right? And but, he made it easy. And honestly, just the other offensive lineman, just, Mike Gonzalez, for example, that's a big guy, kind of, sat me down and just helped me, grow from the spring, obviously to, the start of the season in 24.
Talk to me about, not a lot of people know how hard it is to actually be a center. And, not just IDing, Mike and being the quarter, but you're snapping the ball and have to essentially block with, sometimes with one hand and then just fight to get that other hand in there. Talk to me about the difficulties of that and what you're thinking, what's going through your head during that whole process.
Yeah, it's a unique position for sure on the offensive line. Obviously the mental side, pre-snap also, like you said, you have to snap a football and, it's going to sound really bad, sorry I'm on there, but your left hand is your best friend. It just is, man. You got to find that thing on blocks, man, and that's like your third eye. It's so funny. I played, center all my college career. I think I played 50 games, started 50 games in my college career, so I don't even think about snapping the ball anymore. It's just second nature to me. I just throw it back there, and get to the quarterback. But you definitely had a disadvantage, but you find ways to learn from others, watch NFL tape, see hey, who are the best in the game at that level doing it, and you just pick up some stuff that obviously helps you become, a really, really good football player.
Now you've blocked for some phenomenal running backs, but Isaac Brown, I need to hear, does it make your life easier having a guy like that, running behind you? It has to in some way.
Oh, 100%. I mean, I can't tell you the amount of times that, when I've been at Louisville, between Isaac, Duke, and Bama, how good they have made us look. When, sometimes when we didn't block it up the best, but those special guys and they make a play and, bam, there they go. So, blocking for those guys was awesome. And obviously, they understood, hey, we take care of, we're taking care of them. So they always took care of us and they always, appreciate us and thanked us, for obviously, the work that we put in.
So, and while there are also situations that kind of make it easy for you as a center, having a talented running back like that, let's talk a little bit about things that make it a bit more difficult. Like when you came to Louisville, It was a transfer portal class that I believe had 5 brand new offensive linemen, a brand new quarterback, and a whole new slew of characters. And then the offensive line, again, going into your second year and a new quarterback, all gets put into a blender. So you're having to start anew all over again. What was adapting to that drastic change like?
Yeah, coming in at 24, with like you said, we had a bunch of new offensive linemen. We rolled out week 1 with 3 new guys from the previous year, and that turned to more, because the 24 year just plagued with injuries on the O-line. It was just one of those things, that was a position group that got hurt that year. But honestly, I credit a lot to Tyler Shough. He's the guy, he's the man. I think, everyone in Louisville knows that. I think, finally the whole football community's knowing, hey, this guy's pretty good at football. Man, his leadership, just grabbing everyone and all getting us on the same page and leading us, in 24 was massive. And, everyone listened to him. He was the guy that called the shots. So, it made us gel, fast. And you think you kind of start to see that Virginia game, we're in a tight game. We pulled that one off, and then, I know we lose the next week to Miami, but we put 45 points against, Miami. And, that's when we're like, okay, we can go, play and put points over anyone in the country. So, obviously, we all became good friends, right? Football locker room, those are your brothers. So you kind of, bond together. And we ended up having a, really, really fun and close team in 24. And, the cool thing about 25, it wasn't as hard, right? I wasn't new. So, my leadership in the O-line room was, hey, we're playing with new guys, but all those guys have been in the room. Rasheed Miller, been in the room and played. Trevante Sylvester, Lance Robinson, the only true 2 new guys, were, Jordan Church and Mohamed Musa. And those guys just came in and adapted well, to what we did on the offensive line. And then, Miller obviously came in too, and he had a lot to learn, but, he worked his butt off, to learn the offense and to get reps, everyone. And, obviously just, have as good of a season, as he could, man. So it was definitely more challenging in 24, but I'd say it was more fun in 25 just because I was kind of like the guy, running the show then.
Go ahead, Keith. Go ahead.
I was going to say, I'm glad you were the one to say it because I know some people, when talking about, like, being a leader and leadership, like, they'll get shy or feel like it's vain to say it, but it seemed pretty apparent that you quickly became the leader in that offensive line room. What was that process like? And the only reason I want to call it out is because of a specific story that really jumped out to me. I was watching, I believe it was spring ball last season, and I think it was McDermott wanted to get some extra reps in after practice, and you, first guy, heading off to the side with him, putting in extra work with the young guy to help him grow and develop. And I thought that was freaking cool and really pumped me up to see it. I'm pretty sure I fired off some tweets from the podcast account bragging about it
you
too.
Did.
Like,
you 100%
okay.
did.
It's like, hey, he's already a fan favorite. This is why he should be even more. But what was that process like? And when did you sort of realize, like, oh yeah, I'm the guy in this room?
Yeah. So, it's a funny story because I believe that was the first week of spring ball. And that's when I got this pretty scarf you guys can see.
Oh, yeah. Keith and I were there that day.
There it is, right?
Or maybe it was just Keith. Keith was just there. He's like, I don't know what just happened, but Pete's bleeding, and it's fucking awesome. I could probably pull those texts up for you.
Yeah, man. So I was off to the side. So I was just, I had to get stitched up. So I missed the first week of spring ball last year. So, I was just watching, everyone. And obviously we have a lot of new guys playing. And, Ransom's a kid from Indianapolis, right? And, he just – something that's cool that I have to go back. When I was a freshman going into NIU, the upperclassmen took care of me, right? And I still had to do freshman responsibilities, right? It's like, hey, you're the freshman, Go do this, whatever. But they stayed after and they helped me with technique. They helped teach me the offense, right? So, like, they took care of me. So I was kind of like, okay, yes, you can, like, kind of haze, right, if you want to call it the freshman, right? That's like, natural, like the totem pole, but you got to help them out too. So whenever any of those guys want to get extra work or extra help, I was more than happy to help them, just because if you have a desire and a want to about you, I mean, that's what I love. You want to get better. You might not be the best, but you want to get better and you're going to get better. So
you sort of beat me to the punch on that because I was wanting to ask about that story because I remember having it a certain way, but I wanted to make sure it lined up with how the actual story happened. You want to retell how you split your eye open in camp?
Yeah, yeah. So it's first day of spring ball, and we're doing a no helmet walkthrough, right? Everyone's supposed to be going 50%, right? And man, we're running outside zone to the right, and the play before it was Wu Spencer, and he was he was in the second or third group at the time. He's trying to make a play, right? He's playing a little bit harder, trying to stand out. It's like, okay, cool, whatever, man. Well, I got pissed off. I'm like, fuck. Can I cuss on here? Is that fine?
You can cuss,
fuck.
man.
Yeah, so I was like, fuck this, man. Like, because Owens said some shit at the play before, so I got pissed. So I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna headbutt this motherfucker. So I didn't even use my hands, man. I went off the ball. I took a hard reach step and just headbutted Wu. And I was like, damn, that hurt. And he's like, damn, that hurt. And I take my hand off my head, and I kind of spit, and I just see blood spurt. And I will never forget Chris Bell walking back to the huddle. He sees me. His eyes get about this big and jumps back. He's like, oh my God. And I turn around, and Coach Brom sees me. He's like, get out. And then, Owens, he's always like, get back in there. He's like, yeah, go see a trainer, man. So
If Coach Owens is telling you that, then you're fucked up a little bit.
Correct. So I don't even know how bad it is. I don't see it. And I'm telling one of my trainers, Bryan Petrossi, my guy, took care of me. The last 2 years. I'm like, how fucking bad is it? He's like, well, I don't know. So put the towel on, and sure enough, it's split deep and everything, man. And go get stitched up, in the training room, and call it good. So. I went to Coach Brom after. I said, man, I was the only offensive line in 24 that didn't miss any games. So I'll just take my early spring break now. I'll see you in 2 weeks. So, he felt bad and everything. I'm like, man, it happens. It's fine, dude. So,
I would 100% rather have you get pissed off right there, come off the ball, and fire off the ball like that, then you be passive aggressive and be like, oh, well, I'm just gonna tiptoe and tell him to chill, or
yeah, I'm not taking shit, man. I'm not taking shit from anyone. So
I will say the headband look you rocked the rest of spring ball with that looked pretty hard.
Yeah, I know.
Might be a future accessory.
Yeah, I know. I was gonna be a season look, and I'm like, man, I'm just gonna wear the scar, man. It's who I am now, and it's all good. So.
That's awesome. Well, every offensive lineman has a favorite block over the course of their time, playing. And I definitely want to hear what is your favorite block while you were at Louisville? Was it you chipping somebody and climbing up to a linebacker, or a smooth double team that you were working with the guard? What are the plays where you pull? That's incredible that we have centers that pull now.
Yeah, there's it's hard to think of one too, man, but one that always stands out to me, we're playing Clemson in 24, and it's the second quarter. Near the end of the second quarter, we're driving, and we got an outside zone call to the right. And me and Mike Gonzalez take the nose tackle about 5 yards upfield, and Corey Brooks is blocking a nickel Sam that rolled down the box, and he didn't even see me. I just planted him, just folded him, landed on top of him, and then there goes. I think it was Isaac. There was Isaac for 25 yards, and then we ended up scoring before half, going up 17-7. So, just obviously that game, what that meant, for the program and stuff.
Yeah, take me through that game, man. I played Clemson every year, and it was Deshaun Watson or Trevor Lawrence, and I'm over here getting my dick beat in every year, and I had Lamar Jackson on my team, and still getting my ass kicked. Yeah. So talk to me about that.
Man, I'll tell you a funny story, right? You kind of get some of the behind the scenes, with me, because I don't care, man. So we're watching film about, we just got off the Friday night game at Boston College. We won, had the good comeback, and we're watching Clemson that Monday, and they just beat the shit out of Virginia, man. It was brutal, and we're watching their D line, and they just destroyed Virginia's offensive line. And everyone's out of the room, and it's me and Monroe Mills. He's one of my good buddies in 24. And he kind of looks at me. He's like, fuck, man, it could be a long day Saturday. I don't want to say that, but it's like, oh, shit, these guys look good. So we go in the game, and, obviously we're confident. We had a good week of practice stuff. It's okay, man, it's a great environment. Night game, Death Valley, And
what more could you ask for as a college football player?
Man, right. It's that's what college football is. That's why you play it. And I remember we're going out, defense gets a stop, and shout out to the defense that game too, right? Phenomenal. They played phenomenal, played their asses off that game. But, we're coming out, and it's the coolest thing, and it's why Tyler is Tyler, right? We're in the huddle for the first play, and he's like, hey, boys, look at all this orange in the stadium. And, man, I'm telling you, you see green, and then you see orange just enveloping you. He's like, yeah, all that's going to get out of the stadium pretty fucking quick because we're going to kick their ass. All right, here's the play.
That's awesome.
Man,
that gave me chills.
And then, it's just like the confidence, and then, obviously we just rolled them, man. So that was probably my favorite game I ever played in college. Was probably that one. So
yeah, it has to be hands down.
So another one of those conversations with the team before the Miami game last season with Mesidor and Bain, watching their tape. Just like as a fan of Louisville, watching their tape for the pod, it's like, shit.
Yep. Yeah, it's it's funny because I did media that week, and that's all you heard about, right? SEC coaches saying, man, like Florida said, man, that's the best D line we've seen in 4 years since like Georgia's in 2021 or whatever, right? And media asked me, and I'm like, we played against all these guys last year. I'm sick of hearing about it. And they're good players, and we know it. Like they're phenomenal players, but we played them last year. We put 45 on their ass, so I'm not scared. None of us are scared, and. Man, I tell you what, my boys in the line room, man, the guys that suit up that game, Sheed, Moose, Church, Trey, they don't take no shit either, man. It was World War III from the very first snap out there, man, and we were fired up to go play that game, man. We flat out just kicked their ass. So that was another one.
You had me ready to run through a fucking wall, Pete.
Oh,
I could run through a fucking. Man. Oh, that's so electric. I can only imagine just how good that felt for y'all to impose your will. Just as a unit, man. Like, talk to me about that. Whenever y'all have a game like that as a unit, and you come in on Sunday and you're watching the film, beforehand, you're like, oh, I can't wait to watch this one. Let me see my grade, Coach Owens.
Yeah, right. man, it's the best feeling. One of those games this year was Boston College, right? And it's after the Miami game where we're juiced up and we just flat out just kicked their ass, and we were throwing guys 10 yards down the field. It's just fun. That's why you play offensive line. You don't get the glory, right? You're a bigger guy.
You do on this show. We give you guys plenty of love. Don't worry.
Oh no, yeah, but it's like, man, it's like. We're a little bit bigger. We don't get the best looking chicks, man. But hey, you know what we can do? We can go kick someone's ass for 60 straight minutes, and and if that doesn't give you joy, then you shouldn't play offensive line because it's the best feeling in sports.
Is that your pep talk to the guys? Like, hey, we're not the best looking guys, but God damn it, we're gonna go out there and kick some ass.
Man, I'm all over the place, in pregame
That's
speeches,
awesome.
man. I like to get the boys fired up, man. It's all fun.
I love that.
I don't know if you're on the market or not, but we'll try to hide that part from the girlfriend if she tries to tune into the episode. So I just had one last thing, and it seemed like every single game that Louisville played that was for a piece of hardware, whenever there was the victory post the following Monday or the day of the game, it was always Pete that was holding the trophy. The only exception I can think of is maybe Clev getting to eat the beans out of the bowl instead of you for the Boca Bowl. So are you addicted to trophies?
I guess, man. Shit, I never got any hardware in high school, man. So it was one of those things. It was cool, man. It's just honestly one of those things where I was just always around the facility, so I always got asked. And, it's cool because we're like the Kentucky game, for example, the Governor's Cup. And people don't realize how heavy that trophy is now. That's one heavy-ass trophy, man.
Yeah, that thing's heavy.
Yeah, so we come up because me and TJ Quinn caps for that game. So they're like, hey, when we win this game, because obviously we kicked their ass, right, 2 years in a row. Just going to put that out
Beautiful.
there. But, like 5 minutes left in the game, I'm out. And, I'm like, hey, okay, you and TJ going to go grab the trophy. Okay, cool. So as soon as the game ends, I walk over, grab it from the governor. And I'm like, where the hell's TJ at, man? This thing's fucking heavy, man. And, I have it up and everything, and they're like, yeah, walk to midfield, and I'm like, are you kidding me? TJ, where you at, man? But he was out.
You got a dolly for me?
Yeah, he came and everything, just because, a guy like TJ Quinn, too, was a 5-year member of the team, and that's so hard to find nowadays, in today's day and age of college football, and, a captain for us. So it was fitting for him to obviously, have that moment, too, so I wanted to have that moment.
There's definitely a long tradition of the offensive linemen walking around the field. with that Governor's Cup. So it was cool to see. And, I mean, man, quite frankly, there's no one more deserving than yourself and TJ to be walking around the field with that trophy and getting the pictures and all the love and glory at the end. I mean, you guys were some badass football players for sure.
No, I appreciate
Only
that.
one strong enough to hold the damn thing.
Yeah.
All right, Vince, you got anything else before?
No, I'm good on Louisville questions. Get to your Maction.
Well, before we get to the Maction, let's go ahead and talk about what you're up to now.
Yes.
We're starting to do some off-season prep, getting ready to play at the next level. So I guess we can start with the East-West Shrine Bowl. You jump into that pretty quick. What was just the preparation for that like, and then what was it like just getting to meet and play with a whole bunch of new players? Because it was only Miller who went out from Louisville out there with you, right?
Yeah, and he was actually on the other team, so I didn't get to interact with him at all. The week's cool down in Texas. It's an honor playing in that game. Obviously, it's for a good cause, and just what it allows us to do, for our individual stocks is awesome. So shout out to Eric Galco, the whole Shrine staff down there for a great week. But it's busy, man. You get off the bus, and man, you're getting measurements, you're getting weight, you're doing mobility tests, you're doing cognitive tests. Interviews, in team meetings learn the playbook and stuff, and then you hop into practice, and obviously practices are like the main thing. The scouts are there, and you're doing practice, one-on-ones, indie, the scouts, constantly back there, with the phones, whatever, writing, taking notes, but it's just a cool opportunity to get a play with a bunch of different dudes from around the country, a bunch of different schools. Some guys, you played against, the last year or two, going against each other again, and just everyone just kind of telling each other stories, just learning about each other, playing with different players from different schools and stuff. It's just a really obviously neat experience to be able to do that.
No, I think I got the teams right. Did you warn the tackles on your squad about Ryger?
Man, we did, man, and it's funny because no one really was like, oh man, this guy's gonna be hard to block. Then you get into practices and games. Obviously Mason's a fantastic football player, and he just had a phenomenal week. In practice, and then obviously in the game he just went off. So pretty quickly people know who Mason Ryger was. Coming off the edge. So
is there any difficulty learning a playbook in that short time frame, or is that just kind of something the NFL scouts are looking at too whenever you're there? Yeah,
so they're definitely looking at, hey, how fast can this kid learn? Right, they're getting feedback from you, coaches and everything. Football's still football at the end of the day. You're going to call it different terminology. You're going to call it different routes. You still run inside zone. You still run outside zone. You still run counter power, right? So, get the terminology right, and you could pick it up pretty quick. So that's
what I try and tell people. I'm like, cover 2 is always going to be cover 2. Cover 3 is going to be cover 3. No matter how you want to draw this stuff up, it's all going to be the same shit.
Yeah. So, but there's definitely an aspect of learning and adapting and picking up new plays fast. So,
do you think your experience in a Brahms system helps you develop that adaptivity to the new playbooks?
100%. 100%. I mean, we're going through plays, that's this play that we ran this year. And I didn't run any new concept, right? So everything that I ran in Louisville, we ran at the East-West game. So, I mean, being in this offense, it really helped me just learn and pick up a playbook fast.
Talk to me about Pro Day. You guys haven't had your Pro Day yet, correct? Or have you had your Pro Day already?
No.
I haven't seen any pictures.
Yeah, it's on the 24th, so it's going to be next Tuesday.
Okay, so what all are you gearing up for with the Pro Day? I know it's a lot of, very specific workouts, very specific drills, things like that. What are you most excited to show off for these NFL scouts?
Yeah, so I'm going to do every single drill, all 6 of the testing drills, position drills, and everything. I'd probably say just how good of an athlete I am and how good I'll test, especially my agility and stuff. I'll put up pretty good numbers. If I was invited to the Combine this year, I would probably have been top 3 in 3 of the drills, and then a pretty high up in the rest of them. So yeah, I'm gonna do everything. I'm excited to show my agility, and then I'll probably throw up 35 on the bench too. 25.
So Griffith said you couldn't get 42.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean that kid. That's a whole nother. I mean, I'm strong, and then there's a kid like Thor Griff who's just like he's strong. But yeah, man. So I should
take the bait. It'll get you an extra rep or two.
Yeah, right. Yeah, but I mean, I'm excited to show off. Obviously, my abilities, and all the rest of the boys show off theirs too. So,
so now. I know the politically correct answer during this time of season is I'll be happy to go to any team that wants to take me. You got a team you really want to go to? Like childhood dream team? The Colts or the Gary Bears?
Yeah, right. Yeah,
the Gary Bears.
Yeah,
oh,
Gary
shit.
Bears. So it's funny you say that, because my dad's family's all from, Lake County, Northwest Indiana. So, they're always talking about like, man, the Chicago Bears could be in our backyard, right? I grew up a Bears fan, just like I said, my dad being from, Northwest Indiana. So, I grew up a Bears fan, but, I'm going to give you the politically correct answer here. Like, I really don't care, man, where I go. I just want to go play football. So,
I love that, man.
That's the right answer to have when you're attacking a dream like this. So, is it going to be – so some people have the ideology like, yeah, if I'm not making the NFL, then I'm just going to hang it up. Is that sort of where you're going with, or are you just pursuing every avenue possible to continue playing football as long as you can?
I really haven't given it much thought. Obviously, the NFL is the dream. I would go down and play, UFL, CFL, whatever, just because, like I said, I love playing football. I mean, if it's one of those things where, I'm not going to make the NFL, right, I'll probably hang it up, but – yeah, I mean, I'll play football, as long as I can, as long as it's like, financially a smart move. And then, after that, it's like, all right, I ran my race to the best of my ability. It's time for someone else to do it. So
take this thing and ride it until the wheels fall off. Peter.
Correct.
Don't take a fucking snap for granted. Ride it till the wheels fall off, brother.
At least the folks here on this podcast, we think you're going to be playing ball for a while. So we're going to take a quick break, hear from our friends over at E&B Orthopedics, and then we're going to come back. We're going to do a little bit more reminiscing with Pete and talk about the portal and some more things to come. So we'll be right back after a word from E&B Ortho.
If you play sports in this city, you know the grind is real. Between the Friday night lights and the years of contact, your body takes a beating. I've been through the ringer with 2 ACL tears, and I can tell you firsthand, when you're sidelined, you don't just want a doctor, you want a team that knows exactly what it takes to get back out there. For over 50 years, Ellison Bodenheisen Orthopedics has been that team for Louisville. They've helped generations of us stay in the game, from the high school stars to college and professionals to the guys playing weekend pickup.
That's the thing about E&B. They've got 9 board-certified surgeons who have seen it all. We're talking sprains, fractures, shoulder injuries, and those joint replacements for those of us who left it all on the field years ago.
Exactly. Whether you're the athlete, the coach, or even the parent just trying to keep up with the kids, injuries are part of the deal. But you don't have to stay down. E&B makes it easy with same or next day appointments.
It's about getting back to your season stronger than you were before. That's the Louisville way.
Don't wait. Trust the team that's been taking care of the city since before we were in pads. Call 502-587-1236 or visit embortho.com to schedule.
Ellison Bodenhausen Orthopedics. The care you deserve, the results you expect. And welcome back from the Pink Seats podcast. Producer Keith, Vince Lococo, we're here with Pete and Nygra. And we've been talking a lot about the time at Louisville and the pro day prep and getting ready for the next level. Let's
This is what he was really. This is what he was really excited for, Pete. This is what he was really. This is what he's been texting about. He's like, I can't wait to talk this. I cannot wait. I can't wait. So, get ready.
I would be a liar if I didn't say that Maction was one of my favorite things to enjoy in the fall. What was it like being a part of a program? Because you played for pretty much like we're a regular starter for almost 2 full seasons at NIU.
Yes.
What was it like playing on that crazy Maction schedule where it's like, okay, we got a Saturday game. Okay, now we're playing at 9 o'clock on a Tuesday.
Players have mixed feelings about it. I loved it. People were watching our games, right? Because obviously when we're playing Saturdays, people aren't watching, NIU versus Eastern Michigan, right? They're watching the Bama versus LSU, right? Whoever.
Cowards are.
See, I love playing on Tuesdays and Wednesdays, man. I mean, right? We had the national spotlight, and the schedule, for the week, your practice schedule, it was awesome. Your practices are on the weekends, and then you're done. You don't got to go to class or anything, right? You have the rest of the weekends off. You can watch NFL games, college games and stuff. You get to miss like 2 days of class if you travel, or a day of class, if you have like a home game. So, that was like pretty cool. So I liked playing Maction, man. I did. I don't know even how good my Maction record was, but I mean, whenever we get to have a Maction game, man, I enjoyed it. So.
That's wild. I never thought about that. The schedule that y'all have. I mean, because I'm so used to like, we have a Friday night game with Louisville, so Sunday becomes your Monday, Monday becomes your Tuesday,
Yep.
Tuesday, that whole deal. Like that's the most thrown off I've ever been with my schedule. So, but that sounds great, actually.
Now,
it's
it can be a lot, I imagine. Now, if I remember correctly, there were still divisions in the MAC when you were still at NIU, right? They hadn't broken off to just be in their own amalgamation. So no Tuesday night trips out to Buffalo, thankfully.
Oh, no. My freshman year, we had a Tuesday night trip out to Buffalo, believe it or not.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
And I assume the travel was a little bit less luxurious than what you had at Louisville.
Correct, right? Yep.
Grinders, dogs, I love it. So any favorite games or favorite memories from playing at NIU? I had a couple of guesses that were in the show notes, but
Yes. Definitely. I mean, I redshirted my freshman year, right? But being a part of the team that won the MAC freshman year, especially being with a bunch of guys that went through the 0-6 season, the COVID year, and they were winless. And I mean, the last game they won was, it's crazy to think like they went a year and a half. Well,
I've been there, Pete.
Yeah,
I've been there. I went
in a football game.
I went 2-10 in 2018.
Yeah,
we won the first two games and then lost the rest of them.
And it's rough. It sucks. Yeah. So I mean, just being a part of that, and like the guys that were there, and even the guys that like came and just experienced that, win the conference championship, it's awesome. So that's definitely one. One that I played in though, I would probably say our week one in 2023 versus Boston College, beating them. At Alumni Stadium. We came off really disappointing 2022 following that 21 championship season. I think we were like 3-9, and we came out the first week and we just handed it to Boston College and we were able to beat them, and that was just a good feeling. Get a boneyard win. My first one as a starter, so it was special. It was awesome.
That was one of the ones I had a guess on.
Yes.
So now. We had talked a little bit offline about this, so for those of you who aren't familiar with central or Chicago western suburbs geography in Illinois, DeKalb is a very unique place. We'll put it that way. It's like, and I had friends who had went to NIU, so we'd go check out the campus for like homecoming and stuff like that, and it's a really pretty campus, like when you're on and around campus, but the second you step off, my God, keep an eye on your kidneys, because they could go quick.
Yep.
So I imagine being in an area like that, I'm sure there were some interesting stories and potentially interesting NIL opportunities as well.
I mean, we could have had a whole podcast just talking about, NIU glory days and, stupid shit that, me and my buddies did. I mean, I have plenty of those. To answer the NIL opportunity, my first NIL deal I got was with Portillo's.
Oh, that is sick. That is so sick.
And to this day, it might be my favorite NIL deal I ever got, man, because they fed us and they fed us well, man. So got some merch, got some hats, got some shirts, got some merch, and got some free meals, man. So it was pretty cool, man.
Yeah, and the year after that, they said, okay, we can't be sponsoring
that's exactly
an offensive lineman. We were losing money here.
What's the go-to Porties order?
Oh, dude, so this is the thing, right? I don't eat out a lot, but if I do, I'm gonna be a fat ass man. I'm getting a big beef dipped, right? Burger, 2 Chicago dogs, fries, onion rings, cake shake, Coke. I'm doing the whole thing, man. I don't care.
Yes.
I'm doing the whole damn thing.
Did your teammates ever take you to Lonnie's? Because you were around for that being open here in Louisville. Did they never take you? So they closed this past year. It was a husband and wife, mom and pop shop, but Lonnie's from Chicago and would get the Vienna sausages, the green sport peppers, Italian beef, the poppy seed bun. Your teammates did you a disservice. All your Louisville teammates, you need to give them shit because they didn't take you to Lonnie's.
I will, man. I might have gone the once a week if I had known about that place.
Cheesy Italian beef dipped down in there with some giardiniera on top. Yeah, I mean that's what I would eat at high school. It's right around the corner from my high school.
Oh, that breaks my heart.
That's awesome. The fact you had the NIL deal with Portillo's is amazing. Underrated burger, by the way.
Yes.
Like, low-key, god-tier burger in the fast food game. So, now, this was one I've had some opinions on, but you're someone who's been close to the program. It might be a bit of a heavy subject, given what we just talked about. Your Huskies are leaving the MAC and going to the Mountain West. What are the thoughts on it?
Yeah, I know that was, man, it's been rumored for, probably since 2013 about, hey, when NIU had Jordan Lynch there, we're winning.
Exactly.
They're going to go join the Big 12. Never happened, right? So I think, in terms of like a financial standpoint for the athletic program, obviously there's more money going to be in the Mountain West than the MAC, which is huge. But, it breaks my heart, man. It's northern Illinois, right? Like, you literally are in cornfields, and then there's DeKalb, and then there's just cornfields, and that's it. It's like the people in the pockets that know DeKalb, right? You got the town of DeKalb, and then you just got cornfields all around. So it is like Midwest America, Midwest football. Like, you're gonna run the ball 60 times a game. So it breaks my heart, right? We're leaving the MAC. A couple of the games like versus Toledo, versus Ball State. Which is I always look forward to playing in every year, right? Like our big rival games. It's sad that. Those won't happen. But they got the stalk back this year, the bronze stalk, the trophy between NIU and Ball State, and they're going to keep it for a while. So that does make me happy, though. So
I love it.
That's part of the reason why I love watching MAC football, man. The best trophies.
100%.
Best trophies.
The best. So they're not the only ones that left the MAC. Pete, you also left the MAC and hopped in the transfer portal, man. Talk to me about navigating the transfer portal during the NIL era and how difficult that was. Second time going through recruiting now. Yeah. Obviously, bigger schools coming after you. Just talk to me about that.
It was a tough decision to leave NIU. I'll just say that first and foremost. I'm going to give all my props to Coach Hammock, Coach Geely for recruiting me, and then Coach Ag Paulson, my O-line coach there. They took 3 years of time, effort, energy, developed me, man, and took a chance on a 240-pound kid coming out of offensive lineman coming out of high school, right?
Yeah.
Where I got looked over by all the Power 5 schools just because I didn't have the size. I just knew, hey, I can go play Power 5 football, right? And at this time, to be honest, I didn't even know the money in college football, right? Because I'm a MAC kid. You're not getting any NIL, right, in the MAC, right?
Yeah.
I think now it's starting to, venture that way, which is awesome for those kids, but I didn't know anything about NIL. I just heard, hey, man, I can go play powerful football. Sign me up, man.
Yeah.
I got one chance to do this. I'm going to enjoy every moment, do every big moment I can. So hop in the portal, hearing from a bunch of teams, South Carolina, Arkansas, Iowa State, Florida State, and then Louisville. And, it's funny because, I'm from the west side of Indy, went to Brownsburg High School, and Jeff Brom probably came to my school 10 or 15 times a year. Had a couple kids that went and played for him, and so I knew the Broms. I got recruited by them, just never got offered. So whenever I get in the portal, I start talking to them. I already have that relationship with them, and just obviously heard great things about them, how they run the program, everything. So I took a visit, and I just immediately loved the place. I love Louisville, love the city, love the coaches, the program, and it's just one of those things where you know it's home, and I knew it was home, and I'm just like, man, I'm committing. So, and it was probably one of the best decisions I made in my life to this point.
So what was the overall process, like communicating with schools, coming out of high school versus the transfer portal? Because when you hopped in, there was the initial window and the spring window, but ideally you're not jumping in the spring window unless you don't like your fit. But it's like a whole 2-3 year cycle to get recruited out of high school versus 10, 15 days coming out in the portal. Yep. What were the differences like?
Man, I'm just going to say it as just plainly as I can. it's not all the kiss-ass bullshit you get in high school recruiting, right? Hey, man, let's get the photo shoots, whatever. And I was coming out of high school when NIL didn't exist, right? So I'm sure it's a little more a business approach now. But when I hopped in the portal, like after in my third year at NIU, it was a business decision, right? It's like, hey, you can come here, you can be the starter. We're going to give you, X amount of money. These are the opportunities you have. So it was just very more professional and business, a business like. They coming out of high school, they're like, hey, man, you got to take, this cool photo in front of this car, man, and we're going to take you guys to whatever nice steakhouse. So it was just
Jeff Ruby's. Yeah,
correct. So it's just very more like, hey, you want to come here. This is why we want you here. Let's get it done.
So is that why you didn't rock the bicep bands in the Louisville commitment like you did NIU? I dug deep.
Correct. Yeah. I was, I was one of those things. I'm like, man, I want to take photos, man. It's whatever. But I don't get it.
So you mentioned, the various different reasons why you chose Louisville, but I want to know why specifically it was Louisville. Was it the offense? Was it your relationship with the Brahms? Was it your relationship with Coach Owens? What was it? You had multiple options.
Yeah, it was. So it started with just because I knew the Brahms and just very familiar with like Jeff and Bryan and everything coming out of high school. And then I got on campus, and it was one of those things where just everyone was friendly and it felt like home. I spent a lot of time with Coach Owens on that trip, and he was just like, man, this is what, if you come here, this is what is going to happen. He's like, and it was one of those things, and pretty much everything he said came to fruition. So just being around the environment, and obviously coming off a 2023 season where this was after the after the ACC championship, like they made the ACC championship, right? And it was like, man, this program's on the rise, and it's a fun city and everything, man. And I was like, hell, the Kentucky Derby's here. That's a bucket list thing. So I was like, man, between everything, man, hey, let's do it. So.
All right, so awesome. Something we traditionally will ask our guests on the show, and we've gotten a super wide spectrum on this. Like, we had a guest coming on talking about like freaking out because John Harbaugh ran into him while they were trying to go out to the bars on their visit, to another guy who entered the portal and got text, dude, do not go to this school. Any wild, without incriminating or slandering anyone, any wild recruiting stories, could be high school or college, take your pick.
Man, high school not too much, to be honest, but when I hit the transfer portal, just guys I knew and stuff, they're like, hey man, this online coach is the biggest dick on the planet. Do not go there. I don't care what he tells you, do not go there. Just stuff like that. Nothing where I'm running, anything crazier, I'm not seeing, coaches do, just do some like crazy shit, to get you to commit there. But just buddies kind of like looking out for you, like, hey man, your life will be a living hell the next year if you commit here. So just keep that wary. So
that's too funny, man.
That's funny. All right, well, that was most of the serious recap sort of question. Vince, you have anything else before we start to devolve into silly season?
No, that's it for me. I mean, Pete, it's been a pleasure. Before we start goofing off more, it's been a pleasure watching you the past 2 years, man. I mean, the fieriness, you saw it on the field, the leadership, you saw it on the field, you saw it on the sidelines. So for me, those are like things that I look for. Like, how is Pete Nygra coming off the sidelines, on this 3-and-out play? Stuff like that, and just being able to see your leadership and gathering the guys and getting them to go in the right direction was pretty cool the past 2 years.
No, I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, just to piggyback, like, it's, especially now that I'm like mid-30s, kind of awkward to have like favorite players on college teams because like these guys are like children. This is weird. You made it a very easy to have a favorite player on this team, especially as a former O-lineman, just because you go about things so well and about the right way. So I was very proud to have you as a member of the team and was always like, hey, that's a guy. That's a guy right there.
That's a dude.
So, all right. Now, we do like to have fun here on the pod, so we're going to go into some silly questions. But before we do that, I want to tell you about somewhere else where you can have fun. And that's with our friends over at Main Event in Louisville. So support for today's show is coming from Main Event Louisville. Whether it's a legendary family birthday, a high-stakes corporate event, or just a night out with the boys, Main Event is the city's headquarters for fun. With state-of-the-art bowling, multi-level laser tag, full-service bar and restaurant, there is something for everyone. Find them right off the I-64 at Sycamore Station Place and make your next outing an event to remember. Appreciate you hanging with us while we keep the lights on from the Pink Seats podcast with us.
You ever been out there, Pete?
Nygra.
You ever been out to main
I was
event?
about to say.
No, I haven't.
Oh, my gosh.
Hey, if you're going to be in the Louisville area, getting ready for Pro Day, make a little trip east. Go out there. It's a good time. We've had a couple of watch parties there. Pretty sure me and Vince crashed out watching the Bean Bowl there for a little bit.
Dog, I ate a whole can of uncooked beans for you guys. A whole can.
Hey, I said we have fun here, so it's time to get into the fun. It's like a little bit sillier questions, so these are going to be a little bit random, a little bit off the wall, nothing too terrible, Pinky promise. And we're going to start. You briefly talked about it. Kentucky Derby. So you made it out to Churchill Downs, and you did some content on 502 Day, and the fit on 502 Day was sharp.
No, I appreciate it. Yeah.
So how deep is the suit collection in your wardrobe? Because that looked like it was tailored, like picked out from a selection of items. That was on point.
Yeah. So suit collection's not too deep right now. I think I have 2 or 3. I can't remember. That's terrible. But I mean, it's
That's such an offensive lineman answer.
Man, it's one of those things. When you're this big, you got to get shit tailored, man. So and that's going to be $1,000, $1,500 a pop, to get a nice tailored suit. So yeah, man. I mean, definitely have ties and shirt combinations, But I was like, man, let's start the week off with a bang. I'm going to be here all week, man. I got to spice it up, change it up and everything. So yeah, definitely showed out that day though.
So you've bragged about your ability to throw down in the kitchen before. What's your favorite dish to cook, and what is your most disastrous thing that you have cooked?
Oh, man, so it's funny you say that because, when I was at NIU, we didn't have training tables or they didn't provide meals for us just because they couldn't afford it. So
yeah, right.
Man, I became a good cook just because for 3 years I cooked all my food. Man, I mean, I would say like one of my favorite things to make is just pasta, like a pasta of like a vodka sauce, some Parmesan on top, maybe throwing like some Italian sausage in there, for the protein.
Are you making your own vodka sauce, or are you buying like some Rayo's vodka sauce out of the jar? What are you doing?
Man, I'm buying it. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not. I wish, man.
It's okay.
It's okay. If I had the time and stuff, but man, I was like, no, I'm just gonna buy it out of the jar. But Italian food's my favorite. I love making Italian food and eating.
What you know about that cacio e pepe?
I mean, I can make that for you, Keith.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Keith. What's your next one?
Yeah.
Okay, well, this was one you sort of touched on in the show. You were talking about like Tyler Shough being the friggin' guy and like how he's your guy. Saints fans were a little unhinged when they drafted him, day 2 of the draft. How tempted were you? Did you bookmark anything from Saints fans talking reckless about Tyler, just like, oh, I cannot wait to come at this guy?
Man, it's like I try to stay it off. Obviously, I saw the comments and everything. I'm like, they'll learn soon enough. I think one of the funniest ones is, that combine throw where he went like famous for, throwing that, that bad ball, whatever. People were like, this is what the Saints just picked, instead of Shedeur Sanders, whatever. It's like, okay. And, you talk to Tyler about that. He's like, a scout just like dared to like. He's like, hey, I don't think you could do this. And Tyler's one of those guys, just like in the best way. He's just kind of like carefree. He's like, all right, I'll show you up. And then obviously he's just like, well, that didn't go according to plan. But it's like it's whatever. He doesn't care. He's all having fun and stuff. And I mean, everyone that knows football knew that, hey, this kid is a fantastic football player and he's going to be very well. So
yeah, that throw didn't indicate anything about Tyler Shough. I mean, that's yeah.
Maybe a little bit too willing to take on a dare. That's about it.
Hey, that's my kind of quarterback. I like guys like that. So I got to ask, I mean, I've been around Jeff. I didn't play for Jeff, but I've known Jeff for a very long time, and I played for Coach O. So let's hear your best Jeff or Coach O's story. Doesn't have to – let's not incriminate anyone like Keith likes to say, but your best of their 2 stories.
I mean, oh, man. There's a lot I can choose from. It's funny, because the way they both approach, practice at games is very meticulous and very like routine, right? They like to do the same things and everything. I would say personally, my favorite Jeff Brom story. We're playing Clemson in 24, and we just Bama had just punched it in. We go up, 17-7 before half, and I see. Jeff Brom coming over and just, he gets that red face I'm like, man, he is pissed off. I feel sorry for whoever's going to hear it from him. Well, lo and behold, what the hell are you doing, 50? What the hell was that? What the fuck was that? And I had a great drive. It was a drive where I said, hey, it was my favorite block. I threw a
right.
I'm like, I looked back and I'm like, surely he's not talking to me. He's like, yeah, I'm talking to you, Nygra. I'm talking to you, and just ripped my ass. so we get to corrections the next day, and he comes up to me and he goes, "Hey, buddy, I'm sorry. I was talking to the wrong guy. I just saw it wrong on the field." And I was like, "Hey, man, I'll take it because I don't know, he obviously he's an honorable man, but to apologize after getting your ass ripped for like a minute, it's like." Hey, I'll take it because I'm like, I don't know. I think I fucked up.
You know how that went down? I've been in offensive staff meetings before.
Yeah.
He definitely sat up there and was like, shit, I thought that was Pete. I definitely got to go say something to him.
Yeah, it's all good. Coach O, man, I don't even know if I have one story. Honestly, he's a big jokester. He likes to joke around stuff, but his personality and the way he carries himself is
it's like an angry joke.
It's so serious, you almost can't until you truly get to know him, you don't know the difference, man. So he's always just I remember we're doing we're watching or we're playing Pittsburgh in 24. We beat him by 30 points, right? And my guy makes the play 12 yards down the field, and he's like, well, maybe if our center finished better, then we would have had a touchdown in this play. And then kind of gives a little sigh, trying to get under my skin. And I look at him and I said, listen, I know you long enough. I know what you do, and it's not going to work. And he just starts laughing and everything. We're up by 30 points at this point, so it's all good. But, those two, they definitely keep you on your toes, though. So
yeah, see, I didn't get any of that enjoyable Coach Owens. We were 2-10 that year that he was my position coach. So those meetings were rough some days.
Yeah, yep.
All right, a little bit off topic, but so you mentioned you're from Western Indianapolis, just west of Indianapolis, and like a lot of young people around Indianapolis, is it fair to say you grew up a motorsport enthusiast?
Absolutely.
All right, so do you have a favorite series to watch? Big IndyCar guy, big NASCAR guy, you dabbling in the European Formula One? Got a favorite series you watch?
So now I'm a NASCAR guy through and through. I love the stock car bump and run racing. Funny enough, Jeff Gordon, grew up 5-10 minutes from my hometown, right? He's from Pittsburgh, Indiana, which is right next to Brownsburg, right? So obviously my family grew up big Jeff Gordon, Jimmy Johnson, Hendricks Motorsports fans. It's funny. People will watch IndyCar and stuff, but if you're from Indianapolis and you go to the Indy 500, you're there to drink and party. And that's all it is that whole week. If you're in turn 3, you don't know what laps on. You don't know any of the drivers' names, man. You're drinking. You're having a good time. You're in the snake pit, right? Blasting EDM. It's an awesome time. I love it. I think everyone needs to experience that just one time. But yeah, it's an awesome day in May.
That's just complete opposite of the Kentucky Derby and what we have going around here. It's just
people tell me all the time. They say, you grew up going to the Indianapolis 500, right? Indy 500. You've been in the Derby. Which one do you like more? And it's you can't compare the two almost, right? Because everyone's dressed up, their nicest suits, dresses, hats, whatever, in the Kentucky Derby, drinking bourbon.
I'd rather be at the Indy 500, and I've never been. That's more my scene.
And your cut off jean shorts and your cut off shirt, pounding, Busch Lights, Natty Lights, but whatever you want to drink. So they're definitely both fun for what they are, but yeah, they're both great events.
That's awesome.
I love that you beat me to the second part, because I was going to say, if you mentioned so have you made it to the Indy 500 pre or post 21?
Yeah, I don't care. I've been to both, man. They're both fun, right? It's just a good time. Yeah, it's just a good week, a good time there. So.
All right. I got a couple more, Vince. You all tapped out on the
go for it.
All right,
I don't have any more. I'm all out in my gun clip.
All right, I got two. We'll go with two left. First off, you prefer under center or shotgun?
I'm an under center guy, man. I'm not gonna lie. I in the run game, man, getting under center, you could just. I feel like I'm just more explosive, right? I can hear the quarterback better, right? I can just I know where it's at. I just place it in his hands and I can get it. So I'm an under center guy. I like under center.
Oh, I have one more. Hold on, Keith. What about the clap? How do you feel about the clap snap?
I hate it, man. It's not football, man. It's bad. I think it's doing a disservice to quarterbacks and stuff. And hopefully John Gruden hears us somewhere. I don't know why he would. You got to get this famous so John Gruden can hear it, man. But I hate the clap, dude. I hate the clap.
So to touch back on the under center point, I mean, you essentially ran for 8 touchdowns this year just on quarterback sneaks. I assumed that was going to be their favorite answer, but had to ask just to make sure. And then I got my last one. So this is probably the most important question of the episode. Might be prying into some deep secrets here.
Oh, God.
What hair product do you use? And I ask because every photo I've ever seen you in, even on the show right now, whether it's your workout pictures, you're celebrating helmet off after the game, your hair is perfect in every single one of them. Perfectly coiffed in the front, just
are you one of these cute guy offensive linemen, or are you like a hard-nosed guy? I'm really starting to question things about you, Pete.
Right. My answer is probably going to blow you guys' mind. I use extra virgin coconut oil.
Wow.
And that's what I use. I don't really use any say product or anything, but just kind of just research it's healthy for the hair and everything, and then it holds. So that's that and a little bit of water is what honestly keeps my hair to hold. So.
I didn't even know extra virgin coconut oil was a thing.
Yeah.
What an answer!
I thought he was about to say
what
extra virgin olive oil. I was like, Pete, what are you fucking doing?
I don't know if it was extra virgin olive oil. I don't know your family lineage. I'm just assuming you're Italian at this point. Extra virgin coconut. That was the question everyone needed to know. Well, Pete, thank you so much for taking time out of your schedule to hop on, have fun with us. If you enjoyed this episode, hung out till the end, I assume you like it. We're going to have more content like this rolling out throughout the summer. Be sure to hit that subscribe button if you're tuning into us on the YouTube, or hit that follow if you're following us on the audio feed. Be sure to drop us a follow at State of Lou, at Pink Seats Pod, at producer_Keith, at Vincent Lococo. Pete, where do you want the people to follow you?
Yeah, just Instagram's just the letter P, last name Nygra. Twitter should be the same. So, I mean, obviously pretty unique last name, man. So, if you see an account, man, it's probably going to be me. So drop P to follow him what he's doing. Look forward to this man, hopefully getting his name said coming up here next month. Man, that's coming up soon. Yeah, 5 weeks.
Yes.
Excited to see how you do with the Pro Day coming up. So, huge thanks again to the sponsors, E&B Ortho, Kern's Corner, Main Event, and Gridiron Crib. And thank you all again for tuning in to another episode of From the Pink Seats Podcast. And as always, Vince, what do we tell them?
Go Cards.